Hello and welcome to another video. And I wasn't sure whether to cover the this Amico update because a lot of it, well, you'll see as we go through it, a lot of it is just kind of like a greatest, not a greatest hits, but more like a greatest misses. So I thought I'd just briefly have a look at this, and then I'll just talk about a few other things which have cropped up. At least one of them's gaming related, and a few other things aren't. But I don't know, stuff it. Let's just put a few random things in and see if see if people are interested. And there's one problem in there. I wonder if someone can help me with it. Although one thing that I will just mention straight off the bat, which is not anything sort of I had planned. I tried to record these vlogs. I'm using I could use a proper Blue Yeti mic, but it's just easier to use a headset, HyperX headset, whatever that is. And I forget the exact model. I've had it a while, but it's got a microphone on there. And I don't know. It's the problem I've got is I set it recording through OBS and also nVidia Shadowplay. And I don't know, the PC has decided to do a reboot overnight, updating something or other, and I've not rebooted again just prior to doing this. Maybe I should have done. I seem to be getting. Tell me if you can hear it, or am I just imagining it? It seems to be some sort of noise that needs suppressing on the recording, even though I've clicked the thing that says noise suppression. I mean, every time I set up a new PC, I seem to have that, unticked as a problem, and then sometimes it doesn't seem to let you tick it, and then before you know it, well, eventually it does let you tick it. However, I get it to work, and then it all sounds fine. So I'm not sure whether it's causing a problem here. If you can hear anything that's untoward, but let me know in the comments anyway. And but I say I tried to record both, just in case. I tried to record both OBS and nVidia Shadowplay. For whatever reason, nVidia Shadowplay, I go to click on record, it's not recording anything. Why? Stupid bloody thing. And also for OBS, maybe I'll just need to re-download a new version of this, but the one that I've got, for whatever reason, you got the window capture, display capture, game capture, then you can select in individual games. For some reason, none of those individual things are working. It's just deciding to just do, it just does the window capture. So it's just capturing whatever I see on here, which is, I mean, okay, just looking at this, that's okay, but I don't know, I just only wanted to sort of capture specific things, and it won't let me do that anymore. Why? Why is it just all gone completely kaput? I don't know, maybe I'll uninstall it and just reinstall, but anyway, if you've got any thoughts about all of those, please let me know in the comments below. So, we'll just have a quick look at this car crash of Amico update. I mean, it's for the Republic investors who invested like 10k and up. But, I mean, I never thought the Atari VCS would come out, and eventually it did, for all the good it did. But, yeah, they're showing, these are the pilot production plastics used for the final verification of mass production tooling setup, blah, blah, blah. But if it's in production, as they said about a month or two ago, and which OEBP got incredibly excited about, the man who's changed his, changed his brand and his intro music because Tommy Tallarico made a complete ass of him, and he's still wanting to support this thing. So he tries to get away from it, but then keeps going back to it and going, "Yay, they're all in production! Yay!" It's just nonsense. But where's all the parts they're producing? That's what I want to see. Then all the other rubbish we've got, just the the Salt Lake City video, blah blah blah. Thanksgiving Point. Is that the one with the what do you call it? The Moon Patrol with the Star Fox text. Then the Museum of Natural Curiosity. Curious to see whether this thing ever comes out, which it won't. Blah blah blah. Come meet Amico, which will announce about an hour before it starts, so no one has the time to get there. And we had the Pandas ridiculous video, which I've gone through. He made, for a man who makes hardly any videos, because he takes forever to put them out. He made two videos about this thing. One which was like a sort of short 10-minute version or 11-minute version, and then another one which was about 20-25 minutes. He should have just put out the one video, and then he could have made 2 videos about 2 separate events. But then he makes 2 videos about the same event, and then by the time he's made the second video, it takes him so long to make a video that it was about 3 weeks, I think, after the Boston event before he actually put a video out, and then probably another 3 weeks, I forget exactly, before this one came out. And from what I grasped when I saw his channel, he's hidden, or made private at least, the first one. So any hits and watch time he's got on that won't count towards his any potential monetization. I can't remember whether he's monetized or not. But you've got you need to have all your hits and your monetization all. The videos need to be public if you want them to count, and he's hidden the video. So then again, it's like Intellivision hiding all their videos when they show tank battle footage that's all stolen artwork. So his video is a complete waste of time. Then we go on to the deep dive series: Astro Trash, Shark, Yawn, Missile Command, and then the Battle Tanks Tank Battle. Tank Battle final name, it says there in the just in the top there. Final name, my ass. What about Armor Battle? They've got Armor Battle as the Intellivision name. I thought Tommy owned Intellivision now. And then of course the store UI that jaw dropping, but it looks like shit. Oh god, the box edition. So it's just a series of greatest misses, and then we have bloody Essex Retro Gamer. Now he's got the same. I've clicked on one of the videos at the top, the Astro Smash, but he has this in his on every thumbnail. He tries to get men interested by putting his wife, girlfriend, significant other out there, and he looks, isn't he? Look at his little face. Isn't he excited? Isn't he excited? And then you watch the actual video. I'm not going to play it, but look at him. He looks. I mean, she looks bored out of her skull. He looks even more bored. He's just like, and I'll just mute it. But it's not like I've just paused at the wrong moment. He just looks bored as hell. Bored. How much longer does this got to go? She says. So, yeah. Load of crap. The Intellivision Amico Club on Facebook. Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment. Maybe. It's gone. Best Buy Canada is sold out of Amico and extra controllers. Does that mean they're just not stocking it at all? Yeah, who's going to buy them? Who's going to buy the extra controllers for something that's not even out? Unless DJ Game Studios has put in DJC Game Studios has put in an offer for them. The FAQ is always a joke, and then the press they've selected is just a load of very, very pro Amico stuff that doesn't criticise them in any way whatsoever. Nothing critical. Nothing even sort of going half and half. Like, I mean, the M Games thing was funny to look at, but it's just just complete junk. And there's some funny comments though. Obviously, I know quite a few people have commented on these comments already, so I can comment on the comments to the comments. No one's got back to Mr. Pence yet. Come on, Tommy, pull your finger out. He's praising you. Chris Garrett, I guess it's a 2023 question, but when do we get tax information form to know how to treat the revenue share for tax purposes? You're not getting any friggin' revenue share from this thing, I promise you that. Thanks for the update. Excited to see the progress. And this is what Tommy's replies are like in a nutshell. We can't wait for everyone to play Amico in 2022. Yeah. Possible positives to be a few more months. It will be a year since I purchased the shares, whatever you call it. Excuse me, I'm still not 100%. So I'll possibly own a long-term asset instead of a short-term asset. Or maybe that does not even matter. But I will look at it as a possible positive. Yeah, like Panda Sub, you always assume positivity until you're shown otherwise. Oh, sounds like oh god, who's that? I'll hug him and squeeze him and hug him and squeeze him and hug him and squeeze him. Who's that character? Is that? It's not Foghorn Longhorn. I can't remember now. Is it Sylvester and Tweety Pie? God knows, I'm reaching into my brain from about 40 years ago. But anyway, someone else who just seems to think they're going to get money out of this thing. Chris, thanks for your positive outlook. We need that because we need your cash. Expect the team to publish a launch date in the next 30 days or so. We will see. Doubtful. Fully expect for you to start receive revenue share income in 2022. We fully expect. So that means it's definitely not happening. And Tommy says the same old. We look forward to everyone getting the chance to play Amico in 2022. Yeah, turn up to one of his silly events. Thanks for the updates. We need Thanks for the updates. We need new dates of launch and convert of securities. I have no idea what that means, quite frankly. I'm not an investor in anything. The team are working to nail down a feasible timeline that we'll feel confident in with so many variables to be dealing with at the moment. In other words, they don't know. They don't have any plans to give you any money whatsoever. I expect the team to publish a first ship date in the next 30 days, blah, blah, blah. This will also include information on the updated manufacturing strategy that will hopefully speed our time to market. Why don't you just talk English? Are you making anything at the moment? You're not, are you? It's Nick Richards, the CEO, COO, like a pigeon, coo, and he just goes out and shoots prairie dogs. So that's what he's all about. Tommy Taliwaka, we appreciate your support, blah, blah, blah. And for a very undetailed update, Takashi says, thanks for the detailed updates. So, blah, 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 same old crap from Tommy Taliwaka. I understand there have been some difficult issues and setbacks, and that's why the game's not available yet. What's the new date on when the games will be in stores to purchase? They won't be. The teams are working to nail down feasible timelines that we all feel confident, blah, blah, but it's just bluff and bluster. It's like trying to talk to Boris Johnson, trying to get sense out of him. Expect the team to publish the first ship date in the next 30 days or so, etc., etc. Load of crap. Speed our time to market. So just repeating the crap he said earlier. More ass kissing from Tommy Taliwaka. Can you provide information about a projected release date and the explanation of why the goal of shipping pre-orders at the end of the year was not met? The teams are working to nail down feasible timeline, blah. He's just copied and pasted the same old shit before. Meanwhile, George Simmons says, amazing, nice. Oh, thanks, George. Can't wait everyone to play the Amico. Yeah, no one's playing the Amico. Thanks for the updates. Quick question, are you holding investor funds in escrow for the time being, pending the company being in a position to launch the gaming system? We want to make sure we don't end up in a situation where the funds are drained to zero in 2 years while waiting for supply chain chip issues to resolve. There's no chip shortage issues. You've fallen hook, line and sinker for that, I'm afraid. Funds were distributed on a rolling basis as the assigned regulatory administrators signed off on the offering, so funds are actively being deployed into the company. The majority of those funds are being spent on engineering, testing, regulatory and manufacturing fixtures, and process engineering such as inline testing, quality control fixtures, and going into our bank accounts, private bank accounts, to ship into the Cayman Islands. And the same old shit from Tommy. Thanks for the awesome update, Tommy. Mr. Talarico, love this thorough update, onwards and upwards. Yeah. Great update, Tommy. Navigating a difficult and complex. There is no complex supply chain situation. They're not making anything. I work for GM, whatever that is. GM buses, Greater Manchester buses. Are they still going? I've no idea. Great progress. Blah blah blah. No idea. Oh, is it General Motors? Oh, okay. That's just another thought that came to mind. Just the same old shit, and then. Oh, come on, Smash. You're not getting any investment. Awesome. See, it's coming together. Can't wait to have one in my own home. Keep up the great work. Get your money out. Get your money out, Smash. Just please. Get your money out. Anyways, let's see what we've got for the The Amico fan club. Oh, this content isn't available at the moment. When this happens, it usually... yeah, it's just a Facebook group I've been blocked from, quite frankly. I think there were like four. There was 3 Amico groups. I don't know. I'm not in any of them, obviously. They don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth. Yeah. So if you start talking, trying to drop them truth bombs, then they don't like it up 'em, and yeah, it's just a place for people to suck off Tommy, basically. So yeah, fuck 'em. So yeah, so the other thing, one of the other things I wanted to talk about was Hitman 3 Year 2 reveal, and I don't know, it's I just there was like a video that came out, and I'll just play some of this in the background. Just a lot of 13 minutes of just kind of blah blah blah. Other things that are coming out if you play Hitman 3, the elusive target arcade. That is about the only thing that's of interest in this for me. Seems to indicate that one problem with the elusive targets is that, I mean, apart from the fact that they're only available for about 2 weeks, although originally it was supposed to be only 48 hours. No, sorry, they're only open for like they're available for like 10 days. So basically, from about midday-ish on the Friday, it was about 10 a.m. on the Friday, to 10 a.m. a week on the following Monday, something like that. So 10 days, I think that is, and it's you only get one go at them though. That's the thing that bloody irritates me. And so you have to be extra careful. And then if you fuck it up, you can't play it anymore, which is ridiculous. I don't get what So you're paying for a game, and you can't play it. This content is part of the game. It's there in the programming, and you can't access it because you've fucked it up the first time. Even if you do happen to do it the first time, and kill them and everything, and you actually manage to leave, because half the time I've managed to kill them, and then as I'm walking out, everyone realizes that where I've been, and they all come down and shoot me, and so I'm failed anyway. So I'll kill them, but I'm still dead. But you just it's just so ridiculous. Why can you not? Yeah, the VR will come to that. Why can you not just do them over and over and over again? I know that wouldn't make them so elusive, and why even have them elusive anyway? Just make them so we can just play them all the damn time. Then I can at least practice them and get decent video out of it, rather than a video where I might think, well, I could go that way to kill them, I could go that way to kill them, I could go that way to kill them. Given that I've only got one chance to do this, I'll try the simplest option. Whereas I quite like to try the most complex one. So that'd be good. But anyway, this I'm not really too au fait with what's going on with this, but it seems to indicate you can repeat them. This elusive target arcade, but yeah, I just don't see what there is to gain from not giving you those additional chances. When you screw up, why should it just be the one-off thing? Ridiculous. And the VR stuff I'm not fussed about. It has its place in games, and quite frankly, I haven't really used my PSVR as much as I should. But for Hitman, I like to be able to see all around me, in the third-person mode, so I can spin around and look at everything, rather than just see it through my eyes. I think it's better in third-person mode, this sort of game. They also, in this video, they also bring something up about, this is on the IO Interactive, or is this the Hitman thing? Yes, it's the Hitman channel, whatever it is. The thing of Freelancer, which I didn't quite understand. You just seem to be able to mix and match existing missions together, and the last mission has a random bad guy. Just all seemed a bit confusing. I mean, maybe once it begins and I watch someone's video, then I can fully understand what's going on. But it just seemed like a bit of a faff for no apparent reason, and I couldn't really get a handle on that. So, yeah, something else I'll talk about is I've just inspired, if you like, to just do some sort of random chat blogs. just after seeing some of Canadian gamers, he's got some of these outdoor vlogs, just walking around in Canada, and it's a much more picturesque area than my hometown. So that's why, yeah, I don't really want to show my hometown. It just look a bit dingy by comparison. There's no snow anywhere, thankfully. But you just sort of see dismal areas, everything just looking dark and horrible, and yeah, there'll be loads of people about and cars driving past. So even if I could remember what to say while I'm out there having a walk, then you just get sort of interrupted all the time anyway. I mean, I try and get a good walk in almost every day, around about sort of 30 to 40 minutes. And quite frankly, it's almost pretty much the only time I see another human being in the flesh, especially with working from home, as we're all doing at the moment. So, well, a lot of us are. But anyway, so yeah, get a good walk. Fresh air is good for you, and subscribe to Canadian Gamer because it's some very interesting vlogs on there. This is the next thing I'll bring up. It's not gaming related at all, not Amico related. So I'll throw it in here, just see if anyone's interested or has any sort of clue what to do. Because like the Sweets Blockbuster song, when they said we haven't got a clue what to do. I haven't got a bloody clue with this. So basically, I've got this particular American fridge freezer, big double fridge freezer, RS21 DCNS. So it looks a bit like that. Well, it does look like that. I could show a picture of mine. That would involve taking a picture, but it's on this website anyway. Basically, that's the fridge side. That's on the right there. It's the freezer side on the left-hand side, and it's got this little water dispenser thing on the right, and the ice dispenser on the left. Now, for no apparent reason, the unit's 15 years old, which you could say, well, maybe that's the reason. For what absolutely no reason whatsoever. Monday night, I went to bed and everything was fine. About 1 in the morning, just got some water out of it and some ice. Absolutely perfectly fine. Went to bed. The next time I needed to use it was the next morning, probably about midday the next day. So I'll just usually have a couple of cups of tea in the morning, and but then I go to, after I've had my tea, I'll just sort of have some water. And I go to use it. I can get ice out of it, but the water's just stopped dead. And from looking it up online, is it there's a child lock button? Is it that? It's not that. The child lock button only seems to sort of freeze various buttons from being pressed if you've got kids. I haven't got kids. So you just hold there's a child lock button you can hold down, and it just basically freezes the whole display from working properly, just so kids can't mess about with it. But it will still dispense ice, so I guess it just stops them messing up your settings. But even still, if they can reach to get the ice and the water and stab at the buttons, they'll soon work out that if you just hold down the child lock button, it'll be perfectly fine. It'll open up, and then you can change all the bloody settings. But why has the water dispenser just stopped working? I've absolutely no idea whatsoever. I tried looking it up online. Apparently, there's two connector wires. We'll just say before I get into it, one stupid thing. Where is it on here? It's so easy. You think the sensible thing, and this is what I thought before it arrived, was that, excuse me, the big area was the freezer section, and the small area was the fridge, because you don't need a huge amount for fridge stuff. Quite frankly, it's just like bottles of Pepsi Max and energy drinks and things like that. Some fruit and veg, and you think you need the bigger area for the freezer. But no, they just decide to put it all in the big areas of fridge side. It's just so, and you can see the fridge side is 341 litres, frozen 186 litres. So, why? Why, Delilah? Just why not even just make them half and half? I don't know. Anyway, so I can't find the diagram of what I'm about to describe, but there are some instructions that tell you to look for two connector wires, one for water and one for the ice. And trouble is, if I've not actually done anything, if I hadn't moved the freezer, the machine between 1 a.m. and about midday the next day, the only thing I had done was like the next morning just opened the fridge door to get some milk. That was it. I'd not done anything. And so why all of a sudden has the water dispenser stopped bloody working? It's just something else going wrong. It's just it bloody annoys me. Anyway, I've got a handyman who, when he next comes, I'll ask him to have a look at it. But the fact that what was confusing is that they tell you to look for two wires underneath the unit. Not sure whether it's sort of underneath the sort of kick. It's not quite like this. Not whether it's underneath the sort of kick unit at the front. Oh wait, I think it's actually somewhere at the back. So you've got to pull the whole bloody thing out to be able to access two wires at the very back, which you sort of put your hand underneath and try to pull them out gently, assuming you know what the hell you're doing. And it's just like, what? Why can't they just have two wires that are easily accessible to you without having to move the bloody thing about? Why can't it just be that simple? Another thing says to check if there's any kinks in the wire between where the water comes in through the back and the water filter. But if the ice is still filling up, so there's obviously not a problem with the water filter. Excuse me, I still haven't got rid of this horrible bastard cough. So I'm completely at a loss. And in terms of their instructions of trying to figure it out, it just reminded me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, when Arthur's house is about to be demolished. He knew nothing about it, and the councilman just seems to think it's perfectly reasonable to just. I mean, the obviously I can't play the video, but the conversation went from the councilman alternating with Arthur Dent. He said, "Oh, but the plans were on display." And Arthur says, "On display? I eventually had to go down to the cellar to find them." "Oh, that's a display department with a flashlight." "Ah, well, the lights had probably gone." "So had the stairs." "Ah, but look, you found the notice, didn't you?" "Yes," said Arthur. "Yes, I did. It was on display in the bottom of a locked filing cabinet, stuck in a disused lavatory, with a sign on the door saying, 'Beware of the leopard.' And that's what it feels like this frigging fridge is like. How the hell are you supposed to work out what the fuck's going on with it? I have no bloody idea whatsoever. Don't go to try googling it and stuff like that, and it just comes up with various spares that may or may not work, suggestions that may or may not work, and I had no idea what this one website, Just Answer, just seems to charge you by the minute for giving you by the minute answers to your questions, which is ridiculous. And then we had I don't think this is what my problem is. Just one thing seemed to suggest this was the answer. So you'd be spending 52 quid plus someone to fit it, which apparently is dead easy to fit if you know what you're doing, because I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got a bloody clue. And then that makes you think, well, for the time being, everything else works. Whatever the fuck's going on with this, it's a 15-year-old machine. I could spend, add in the cost of someone turning up to replace it, and you're looking at maybe just over 100 quid. And the unit itself was about 700 15 years ago. I think a decent replacement now is about 900. So it makes you think, well, fuck it, should just buy a new one. Is that the answer? So it's just, I don't know, unless I can find the answer to this. It's just a pain in the arse. I mean, yes, you can use the water tap, normal water tap, but it's just like, what the fuck's happened? Why? Absolutely no idea. Why can't they just tell me what has gone wrong? Ah. Okay, just before I move on to the next topic, I'm just throwing an extra bit in here. I'm not sure whether this is anything to do with it. I've just rendered the whole video, and then I thought about this, and so I'm going to slot this in. So the day it stopped working was Tuesday, the 11th of January. 1 week earlier, on Tuesday, the 4th of January, I'd arranged for United Utilities, who are my water company, to come round because there was some problem where I don't know. I thought it was linked. I thought there was like low water pressure basically, and that was causing a problem with my boiler. Um, the boiler's due a service anyway, so I'll get the boiler people to turn up. But I thought the water pressure had caused a situation where if the boiler's not on constant, so it's on but it's not, it's on the timer, so it'll only come on to heat up the house when it needs to. Even though at the moment you sort of need it on quite often. But so I had it to basically, if it's on, but it's not on constant, there's a problem where I want to use the hot water tap in the bathroom or in the sink in the kitchen, and it hardly comes on. It comes on cold, and I want it to come on hot, obviously. Normally, under normal circumstances, it would just trigger the boiler to just come on. And then I'd get me bowl full of hot water and happy days, switch off the hot tap, and then I'd be the boiler would then stop doing what it needs to do. But at the moment, for whatever reason, it's just getting cold water. No idea why. So I thought it might be a pressure problem first. Anyway, they came round and I spent what felt like forever. There was a guy outside. I couldn't see what he was doing because I was in the kitchen. I thought he was, every time he sort of nipped out, I thought he was sort of gone for 5 minutes. It was like he was gone for half a bloody hour. All I heard was him just sort of banging away at the water, whatever the hell he was doing. He was banging away at something under the pavement where the water meter goes, and he must have been about an hour and a half or so in the end. And then by the time he'd finished, and apparently, it made no difference to the boiler anyway, but apparently after he'd fixed whatever needed to be fixed, apparently, my water pressure had dropped. Tested it before and after he started messing about, my water pressure dropped. So he then went off and they arranged for a plumber to come around 4 hours later, who turned up about 6 o'clock, and by that time of the day, I want to sort of just, I just want to sort of get on with making dinner. And this guy was there for almost 2 hours as well. And what he did was, he came along and he brought along a compressor. And he basically went under the sink in the kitchen and unhooked the cold water tap and put his compressor there. I presume he switched, well, you'd think he'd have switched the water off. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, he used his compressor to just jet a whole load of air through the pipes, out of the house. And that did, did clear whatever the blockage was, because apparently the first guy, after he'd sort of been banging away for an hour and a half, that caused some debris to float my way and cause a blockage. So then you need this compressor to come along and blow it back the other way. And yes, it did end up being actually a bit better than when it didn't solve the boiler problem, but it actually meant that my water flow overall was better, a bit better than it was originally. After the plumber had gone, just before 8 o'clock, I then wanted to make dinner, so I just went and had a shower because it was just kind of that sort of day. Well, I have a shower every day. Normally not that bloody late though. So then I go to get some plates out, and it's in the cupboard next to where the water filter is in from the fridge freezer, and there's a whole load of water in there. So when he's blown, he wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware of this because the water wasn't enough to flow out of the cupboard. And it was like on the other side of the kitchen from where we were. I have had a problem with a broken water filter before, where I should probably change it more often than this, but after 12 years, it just came down to find it all, spitting water all over the bloody place. And so that caused a whole load of, there's water in the cupboard. So, anyway, so the cupboard was full of water, and I was like, oh shit, what are we going to do? So I dried it all up, and then just checked the operation of the fridge freezer, the water, the ice and the water, and they're perfectly fine. And so I thought if there were going to be any problems as a result of that, it would happen straight away. Now I did sort of keep a really close eye on it. I mean, I'm still keeping a close eye now, quite frankly. I kept a close eye on it for like 24 hours to make sure it didn't sort of go all haywire again and start spitting out water. But it didn't. And then the water coming out the fridge freezer was fine. The ice was fine. So there were no problems at all. And then this happens a week later. So, so the question is, can I put the two together? Is it possible that the plumber used this compressor on my in my kitchen? And I mean, had I known this was going to happen, obviously, I'd have blocked off the water supply to the fridge freezer. But then again, I think when he was forcing water out to the outside, I would have thought you'd just switched the water off altogether. So I don't understand what's going on there. But I mean, the question is, could his work with a compressor cause my fridge freezer water to stop working 1 week later? You'd think if there was a problem, if there was a link between the two, it would happen immediately. Especially after all that water shot out all over the place. But then that was fine. Then a week later, it's gone wrong. So is it a delayed reaction, or is it just because it's 15 years old almost? And there we go. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm up to with that. So if you know the answer to that, if you're a plumber, excuse me, let me know in the comments below. Hang on with the next topic. Oh, and just one other little thing before I move on. Sorry. Just the same day as the water dispenser stopped working, later in the day, the fridge temperature on the front of the unit, you got the fridge temperature and the freezer temperature, it stayed at 3 degrees centigrade, but then it just started flashing. And then it just seemed to... It was flashing for at least an hour. Anyway, then I made dinner and I was just like, oh Christ, what's going on? And I went and had my dinner and ate that. And I came down to it later on and it stopped. So it never normally flashes. You know, sometimes you can leave the door open and obviously it'll get warmer in there. And it'll start beeping to say, you know, the door's open, please close it. But I've never seen it. I don't recall seeing it flash before. And there's one thing online that seems to indicate that might be the freezer just not working properly anymore. Something's going wrong like that, which is just it's just fucking depressing. So is it going down the pan? I hope not. Again, it's 15 years old. But then it stopped doing that, and so has it started being normal again. And there are a couple of things in there that, you know, like a can of energy drink that seemed to be first, so the next morning seemed to be not quite cold enough. But then I picked up a couple of other, like a can of beer, and that was a lot. That was very cold. Had some Pepsi Max. That's very cold. So I don't know. Is it? Oh God, I hope it's not breaking down. But is it on its way out? Does anyone know? I mean, why can't it just fucking tell you what the problem is? Why can't it just tell you? Why do you have to sort of bloody guess at everything? Pisses me right off. Anyway, that's enough of the fridge freezer for now. I'll chapter this video, so anyone who's not into freezers can skip this part. But yeah, if anyone can help, please let me know. Right, definitely on with the next topic. Thank you. So then, just sort of one other thing. Subway. I know I was inspired by what Canadian Gamer said. He was talking about annoying customers in there, and for me, I mean, if I was to go in there, I'd probably be one of those annoying customers because I just get confused.dom every single time I go in. It's just they give you so many options for every last thing, and I'm like, it's just easier to go into somewhere like Burger King and just kind of like one or two options that I'd like, and I'll just choose one of those. Same with sort of KFC. I mean, I've not been to either for a while, but just a couple of different options, and then you just, that's what I want, thank you very much, here's the money, and then off you go. And Subway gives you a million different options, and it just drives me around the bend. So yeah, I've hardly ever gone in there. But then that brings me on to Little Chef, because talking of annoying customers, my God, I mean it's classed as a restaurant, it's a glorified fast food place, you know, charging way too much money for what they served, and I just wanted every customer in there to bugger off, quite frankly. I worked there from about 93 to 95, plus some holidays. So holidays from uni before that, excuse me. Yeah, so holidays from uni. So sort of for a month or two at a time. And yeah, it's just an absolute, it was just a rip-off. It's a rip-off joint. The food is just basic frozen shite warmed up, and it just cost a fortune. I remember I used to have, like, you have the retail price index that sort of indicates how much things cost. I used to imagine the retail toast index, so they'd buy a decent loaf in for about 90p, about 80-90p, and they'd charge, excuse me, fuck, they charge about 50-55p a slice. Yeah, per slice. Yourself some water. No fancy Esker for me. Just tap water at the moment. Unfiltered, because of my stupid washing machine. My stupid fridge freezer. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the toast. It's just absolute bloody rip-off. It's like coffee or a tea plus a pastry for £4. That's a bloody rip-off. Toasted tea cake plus tea for £4. Why would you bother? Excuse me. Why on earth would you bother? It was just the whole place was a bloody rip-off. Everyone who came in was well, most of the customers just quite a few of them were just ungrateful. They just didn't give a shit. They didn't tip or anything like that. And I hated. I was doing cooking, and we were sat, we stood, in full view of all the customers. So they saw you cooking everything, which is just so bloody annoying because then they'd come up to you and start asking you questions. Meanwhile, the questions that should really be answered by like the manageress and anyone else who's pottering about, but they all go in the back to go and hide away, and so they can stand there and chat. Meanwhile, we're actually getting on with some work, and the customers come and bother us. Just shite. The whole place was shite. Everything about Little Chef was shite. The pay was shite. That's for sure. So yeah, just any sort of restaurant. Just I feel sorry for the staff because they have to put up with customers who are just pains in the arses. We did have the odd famous person in there. They're usually from Coronation Street, the UK soap. One was Bill Roach or William Roach, who plays Ken Barlow. I think he's like 80 odd now. He's still playing the same character. He came in once when I was there. I didn't go up, but it was before they had mobile phones really, so I couldn't go up and get a selfie with him. And he probably just wanted to be left alone anyway. Another time, My girlfriend at the time, she was working there, and she said that Natalie Appleton came in with boyfriend at the time, Johnny Lee Miller, the actor. So Natalie Appleton was in oh shit, what was that band called? All Saints. And said, "Oh, get me a autograph," which I've probably still got somewhere. And then when she came home with the autograph, she got me one for Johnny Lee Miller, and I was thinking, I wanted hers, I wanted Natalie Appleton's. I'd rather have had more from Natalie Appleton, quite frankly, but I couldn't have really got that across to my girlfriend at the time. And it's annoying because they came in on a Sunday, like the one Sunday I just happened to have off, and they come in on that Sunday. Because the chances of getting a Sunday off, which was the busiest day of the week, were infinite to 1. I get 2 days off during the week, but they'd always, apart from the certain long-time members of staff who had the pick of the shifts, the rest of us just had to put up with the crap. And you rarely got a Sunday off, and then so Sunday time I get a Sunday off is the one Sunday I should have been in. Shit. Anyway, I think that's everything I've got for this particular video. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Well, if you know what the solution is to that fridge freezer problem, please tell me. And let me know what you think about this sort of random vlog kind of thing. It's it helps me get a few things off my chest, because if I sort of mentioned them separately on their own, no one would give a toss. So I don't know. If you give a toss, post a comment and let me know. In the meantime, please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and Amico! Hugh Genesis.